Picture this. A man walks into a high-end hotel lobby. He's not wearing flashy brands, he's not drowning in jewelry, and he doesn't make any effort to stand out. And yet, everyone notices him. The way he moves, the way he carries himself, the way his presence fills the room, it feels different. You can't quite explain it, but you know he's operating on a higher level. That's the essence of quiet luxury. Today we're uncovering the 10 signs of quiet luxury only the ultra-rich truly recognize. Once you learn them, you'll never look at people, or yourself, the same way again. Sign 1. The absence of logos. When most people think of luxury, they think of giant Gucci belts, loud Louis Vuitton prints, and flashy logos plastered across clothing. But for the ultra-rich, that's the first sign of inexperience. True wealth doesn't scream with logos, it whispers with fabric, fit, and tailoring. A billionaire might wear a simple navy sweater. To the untrained eye, it looks basic. But the ultra-wealthy know the difference. They recognize the texture of cashmere from Loro Piana, the perfect cut of Brunello Cucinelli, the stitching on Tom Ford. No need for branding, the quality speaks louder than any logo ever could. For the average person, logos are a way to prove status. They shout, "Look, I can afford this." But for the wealthy, a logo is almost embarrassing. It signals insecurity, not power. That's why the absence of logos is, ironically, one of the strongest signs of wealth. And here's the thing, quiet luxury is about what only a trained eye can see. A rich person will notice your shoes are handmade in Florence, not from a mall store. They'll recognize the drape of wool that only comes from bespoke tailoring. It's a silent language, spoken only among those who belong. The lesson? If you want to embody quiet luxury, don't wear wealth on your sleeve. Sign 2. Timeless grooming. Clothes matter, but grooming matters more. The ultra-rich know this. While the average person might buy expensive outfits but neglect the details, the wealthy understand that personal grooming is the foundation of presence. Look closely at someone practicing quiet luxury. Their haircut is clean, sharp, but never overdone. Their nails are neatly maintained. Their skin is cared for, not with obvious makeup, but with subtle, healthy glow. Everything feels natural, yet perfected. The average person often goes over the top, so light it lingers only if you get close. A haircut so well done it looks effortless. Grooming is so subtle you don't notice it until you compare it to everyone else. Why does this matter? Because grooming is the ultimate equalizer. You can fake clothing with knockoffs, but you can't fake consistent grooming. It shows discipline, attention to detail, and self-respect, all hallmarks of quiet wealth. The ultra-rich can instantly recognize this. They know when someone's look is put together naturally versus forced. And in their world, those details make all the difference. Sign 3. Mastery of silence. One of the most underrated signs of quiet luxury is silence. Not just the absence of noise, but the mastery of when to stay quiet. Average people often equate loudness with confidence. They fill conversations with endless chatter, interrupt, or feel uncomfortable with pauses. But the ultra-wealthy? They understand silence is power. They know that the person who controls the tempo of a conversation controls the room. Watch closely at a dinner with wealthy individuals. The loudest voice isn't the most respected. It's the calm, measured one that speaks only when necessary. A pause before answering. A deliberate silence during negotiation. These are moves only the confident can pull off. In the world of quiet luxury, silence is louder than noise. It's a statement of presence without words, and only those who live at the top recognize its full weight. Sign 4. Effortless movement. Quiet luxury isn't just what you wear, it's how you move. The ultra-rich carry themselves with a calm, unhurried energy. Their posture is upright but never stiff. Their gestures are minimal but precise. Every movement feels intentional. What? Because they've bought back the most expensive thing on earth: time. They don't rush to catch buses, they don't sprint to work, they don't panic over being late. They live life on their own schedule. And that control over time shows in every step. The average person often moves with urgency, fast walking, frantic gestures, nervous energy. But the wealthy? They glide. They stroll. They move like the world will wait for them. And in many cases it does. So next time you walk into a room, remember, confidence isn't just in your words. It's in the way you move through space. Sign 5. Subtle accessories. Accessories are where the ultra-wealthy play their quietest yet boldest game. They don't wear oversized chains or blinding jewelry. Instead, they opt for small, deliberate, and insanely valuable pieces. A slim Patek Philippe watch. A Cartier Love bracelet. A Hermes Birkin bag in a muted color. To the average eye, these might look simple. But to the wealthy, They are unmistakable signals of quiet luxury. The difference lies in subtlety. Loud jewelry begs for attention. Quiet luxury accessories whisper, "If you know, you know." And that whisper is far more powerful than a scream. So if you want to embrace quiet luxury, remember this rule. Less is more, but what you choose must be timeless. Sign 6. Flawless grooming. You can tell a lot about someone before they even say a word. And one of the most overlooked signs of quiet luxury is flawless grooming. Wealthy people understand that elegance isn't just about what you wear, it's about how you carry yourself. The average person often thinks luxury means adding things: flashy watches, designer belts, expensive sneakers. But true wealth knows the opposite. Subtract what's unnecessary, refine what remains. That's why wealthy people can wear the simplest outfits, yet look like they belong in a magazine, because the foundation, hair, skin, posture, hygiene, is immaculate. And grooming isn't about vanity, it's about control. Control of time, control of discipline, control of how the world perceives you. Wealthy people know every interaction is an opportunity, and their appearance is always prepared for it. Quiet luxury isn't loud. It's the quiet perfection of grooming that makes someone unforgettable, even if they're wearing nothing more than jeans and a white shirt. Sign 7. Subtle confidence. When a wealthy person enters a room, they don't announce it. They don't raise their voice, wave their arms, or demand attention. And yet, you notice them. That's the magic of subtle confidence. Confidence isn't something you can fake for long. It's the calm, relaxed energy that comes from deep security. Wealthy people don't need to prove themselves because their life already does. That's why their body language feels grounded, their handshake firm, their eye contact steady. Wealthy people don't need to say, "Look at me." Their aura says it for them. And that's a sign of quiet luxury that no money can instantly buy. It comes from discipline, mindset, and time. Sign 8. Exclusive experiences over things. One of the clearest signs that separates the wealthy from the average is where they spend their money. Average people spend to impress. The wealthy spend to experience. Instead of filling their home with endless items, the wealthy curate their life with rare experiences. A weekend in the Amalfi Coast, a private dinner in a vineyard, a sailing trip with close friends. These moments don't just cost money, they cost access. And access is the real luxury. The average person might buy the latest iPhone or designer sneakers and post them on Instagram. But the wealthy don't need to flex possessions, they share memories. And those memories often aren't even shared online. They're private, personal, sacred. That exclusivity is what makes them powerful. The truth is, anyone can buy an item. But not everyone can live an experience. That's why this sign is one of the deepest forms of quiet luxury. It's invisible to most, but unforgettable to those who understand. Sign 9. Refined communication. Listen closely when a wealthy person speaks. You'll notice something subtle. Their words are precise, measured, and intentional. That's the quiet luxury of refined communication. They don't rush, they don't shout, and they don't waste words. Every sentence feels considered. Every answer feels thoughtful. They don't compete to be the loudest voice in the room, they become the voice people wait for. The average person often fills silence with nervous chatter. They speak quickly, jump between topics, and use slang or filler words to seem relatable. But wealthy people, they understand that power lives in clarity. They choose words that carry weight, and they know when not to speak at all. Quiet luxury in communication is this. You walk away from the conversation not remembering every word, but remembering how they made you feel calm, respected, and inspired. That's the influence. Sign 10. Command of personal space. Here's a sign most people overlook. The way wealthy people control space. They never rush into a room. They glide. They don't slump into chairs. They sit tall, calm, collected. Their movements are slow, deliberate, and intentional. You'll never see them fidgeting, twitching, or nervously tapping their foot. Quiet luxury doesn't just live in clothing or possessions. It lives in the invisible gravity you create when you enter a room. Sign 11. Elevated social circles. Wealth is not only what you have, it's who you surround yourself with. And one of the most powerful signs of quiet luxury is the company you keep. Wealthy people don't waste time with toxic, negative, or draining relationships. People who expand their perspective instead of shrinking it. Quiet luxury doesn't flaunt social circles on Instagram. It doesn't scream, "Look who I know." Instead, it shows itself in subtle ways. Sign 12. Calm decision making. Calm decision making. Wealthy people don't panic. They don't rush. They don't let emotions control their choices. Whether it's investing millions or choosing a bottle of wine, their decisions feel deliberate, thoughtful, and calm. If you want to learn more about the habits, psychology, and strategies of the wealthy, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe if you're building your empire one habit at a time. New videos every Tuesday and Friday.